Saquon is going to be on the cover of Madden 26. I'm really happy, but then there's other parts of me where it's like, shit. And the reason why I say that is because anybody heard of the Madden curse? I think I know Mahomes, Brady, who else? There have been who else? There have been some players who have had Josh Allen. Josh Allen's had a decent season, even though he hasn't won the Super Bowl the year he was on the cover. I think the Madden curse is kind of like, it's silly and it's very superstitious, but we are superstitious as sports fans. Where, knock on wood, it's like, please do not, because CMC was on the cover last year. We saw how the 49ers performed, and we saw how he was dealing with a hammy, and then he ultimately met his fate on a night in Buffalo where, just snowy conditions. You could see him grabbing his leg because there was some tightness, and then he was out for the rest of the season. And I think, the Eagles are so damn good. They want to ban the tush push, and now they're like, okay, we'll get him where it hurts. We'll get him. We'll have Saquon be on the cover. I think Saquon deserves it. Period. End of story. He deserves it. Like, we can look at it from a funny point of view where we want to troll it a little bit on how, okay, we're gonna curse him, but Saquon, Derrick Henry, CMC, Jonathan Taylor for the Colts. Who else? Who else am I thinking of? A little bit of Isaiah Pacheco with the Chiefs. Aaron Jones when he was on the Packers. But, we have just written off the running backs as being a staple of NFL offenses. We're like, whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll just have our quarterback run out there, do a couple twirls, and then throw a deep ball, and then magic will happen. But, when defenses have turned QBs one-dimensional and offenses one-dimensional, the teams that have generated and continue to be successful are teams like the Lions, with Montgomery and Gibbs in the backfield. Teams like the Eagles with Saquon. Teams like the Ravens, who have a quarterback who can run with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. We just know running backs aren't important anymore, but yet running backs are proving that they are important, and they are a staple of the NFL. And I love how we're kind of going back to the early 2000s era where running backs are the real deal. And when your quarterback can't throw and your offense turns one-dimensional, you got to rely on the offensive line, and you got to rely on your running back. And Saquon, Eagle fans, I'm not trying to trigger you too much, but Eagle fans know, when the snowy game against the Rams, it's like, okay, we're not gonna throw 30 passes in this game. Look at the conditions. We're gonna run the ball. What does Saquon do? He has a couple breakout touchdowns. What did they do against Washington? A couple breakout touchdowns. Saquon dominated those games, and he dominated the playoffs all the way up to the Super Bowl, where did the Chiefs contain him? Yes. I do think that the Chiefs threw everything in the kitchen sink to try to stop him. But what did that open up? The air attack, where, what was the score? 20-something-0. And then they're like, oh, Devontae Smith, whoosh, deep ball, just extends the lead, nail in the coffin. That game was over after that big touchdown. But I think running backs are important, and he deserves the cover. And having it be the backwards hurdle, I think is kind of fun. It's just a fun touch on it. And so, he deserves it. And with it being back-to-back running backs, CMC and then Barkley, it's good. It's good for the game. We love running backs. And so that's my thoughts on that.